cool. I'm having fun watching your games and your crazy bits.
Oh, well, never mind.
That's
So
okay.
mines are
I'm
we
fine
are
with that.
watching.
Yeah, we're going to watch mines. First map of the day between these two teams. Oops and eSuba. eSuba going with, well, vehicles we've seen used plenty of times in defense. Oops on the attack with the Type 5 Heavy coming out there from Milos.
It looks like Oops was expecting some kind of slow play by eSuba, so they took tanks to take them out with. I already don't like the approach from eSuba. It's too passive, too many slow tanks. We will see can they actually do something smart about play from the Oops. Overus in his budget, combat in RT.
eSuba on the defense with a Conqueror gun carriage as well here. Look at this from Oops though. They're waiting for the push. They see Frawley. Oh, eliminated! Milos! Oops, just sitting there going, hey guys, I think someone's going to move across the K2. Let's get ready to wreck him. Wow. Okay, Oops already saying to eSuba, we know what you're doing. We've just dropped one of your bat chats. That is Frawley gone from this map already. eSuba also playing with artillery. So eSuba now effectively 2 guns down. If Oops just want to force a brawl, they already have a massive advantage.
Why would they force a brawl? They're just gonna put a heavy tank as a protection in a cap and one budget behind, and who will stop them doing it? Art is in no position to shoot it now. I mean, these guys are in a serious problem. They actually lost a budget that is supposed to shoot those tanks in a side when it happens.
Cameo and Milos just making sure that nobody's there. Overus and Unji do have angles into that area. Milos is spotted. Milos blind fires into the area because he knows where he's spotted from. Had that connected with Overus, that would have been devastating.
I actually thought he was going to connect Camille in one moment. That was
so
an equalizer.
Close to him. Yeah, just moved at the wrong space as Cameo moves forward. Insane is now going to move down that flank as well. They're going to have really strong coverage. Oops down the 1-2 line here, and eSuba really don't have much of a lineup now to be able to deal with that.
This is not going well for them. Already some shots fired. Insane is taking a full speed approach here to the bush so he can get more spotting. Sooner or later he's gonna realize there is no one on that side. There is no one that can actually prevent him to go. And once he takes those angles, it's gonna be GG. They're gonna cap pressure, they're gonna have a crossfire, and well, eSuba will have to do a gallant charge on the enemy.
Stun there onto Raging Potato from the artillery of combat, but doesn't actually connect with anything, just stuns the crew. Raging Potato keeping himself safe up in that area. It's usually a good area to defend when people climb into the hill with, but getting a shot into him right now is not really going to do anything to help eSuba's cause. Milos constantly peeking, constantly getting himself lit, and he's going to constantly blind fire into Overus' position. All he needs is one connection, and then Overus will have a very, very bad day.
Milos is just provoking to see what's ahead. So can he touch the cap? Can he position for a budget behind him? That's all he needs. So far, Overus and Angie are making sure they don't fire. Lukin is the only one trying to do anything.
Milos aiming over to Overus' direction again. He's already taken up position to cap. He's side on, like you said, Mojo. Cameo's now going to come up behind him. No way that artillery can reset this. And well, good luck anyone trying to get hit onto Cameo, who's going to be the one farming all the capture points right now.
If anyone is wondering why Type 5 and not like a mouse, actually Type 5 is a bigger tank than a mouse. So it's much easier to use him to cover the cap. I use in Clan War like that all the time because it has a bigger silhouette. Also, that derp gun can pen anything in cooldown anyways, and mouse can't. So if you want to sacrifice a tank for a camp, this one is the best.
Insane now shooting into Lukin as well, just bouncing one off his turret. Overus is going to try and get an angle. There's always a danger if Overus overpeaks that Milos can still potentially connect with him. As Lukin is keeping everyone spotted, we're down to 42 seconds on the cap circle. I mean, they can kill Milos, it won't matter. It's Cameo behind him that is the danger now in combat, as the artillery has no way to be able to get resets into this. At some point, someone will have to pretty much sacrifice themselves for it, and I'm sure Insane will be happy for the damage farm when that happens.
After deleting that budget, yes, sacrificing Type 5 doesn't really matter at all. That was a really well-made move.
39 HP into Cameo for the reset there. Splash from artillery.
Yeah, he connected something there. There you go. Milos is dead. Now we need to see, actually, can Arti keep hitting these shots? What is his angle? I really wonder. I would like to see his cam and see what is he hitting, because that would be really interesting. Lukin is on low HP here. And that's the problem for eSuba. There is like 2000 HP advantage here.
Okay, so Combat has a slight splash area there. Okay, very slight splash area. But Cameo already looks like he's moved back from it.
Yeah, look at how...
Very hard to hit that one, yeah.
And even if he does, I wonder can he actually splash Camille now? Because Camille was probably closer.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like he's moved slightly back now, and he has no vision onto it. Well, he is lit just now, so it's Lukin that's keeping him lit.
Yes, but if Lukin dies, and he's pretty much low on HP.
It's insane trying to get shots into him as well. Crater just keeping... Yuket's proxy spotted here all the time underneath the hill.
Camille is not spotted anymore.
Kerloff up on the hill. Cameo looks like he was moving ever so slightly. Insane might come over as well. I was wondering if he was going to go into cap, but no, he's just going to the edge, try and get better shots there into Lukin. Artillery missing again. 45 seconds. And Cameo just playing a game of nerves right now. Oh, there's a splash into him again, actually.
There are forced out moves coming in now because Overus had to cross to get an angle to reset Camille. He can do it now, but now he's also really almost dead. And it's really questionable, can he connect without getting wrecked? You can see the TVP from the hill is focusing exactly there.
Overus, Deka, nice shooting there from Deka into Overus. Getting out that vital shots to be able to protect Cameo. Yukets tries to move up over the middle. Cameo's going to continue to stay in the cap circle. Actually, no. At the very last minute, it looked like there was a reset coming in from Artillery. Very last second, Artillery got a reset.
Still, there are 2 guys now in the cap and 2 guys are dead here for eSuba. Both of their butshots, only heavy tanks are left. So he can reset as much as he wants in this space. Utopia, Oops will just kill them.
eSuba down 2 tanks. They've lost Frolly and Overus and their batchat 25s. Oops have lost Milos to Type 5 Heavy, but that was a deliberate move because he's being used to... Well, basically
this shot,
block the cap circle. Combat needs to get a splash here. Perhaps 2 of them, perhaps 1 of them, anything just to reset.
He did splash Raging.
It's over the top.
So he did reset him. But it's going to be really tight with his reload and the cap now.
Connection there from Lukin into Insane 280 because Lukin was reloaded into HE to try and hit into the cap. Insane taking more damage, but he does get across there. I wouldn't say safely, but he's across there and not dead yet, I guess, would be the way to put it.
20 seconds, the reload of Artie is going to be tight, but he will have few seconds to do this reset. Oops knows it, and that's why these moves, and that's why there is pressure now coming in from the rest of their team. This was a shell by a Panzer, that's not by Artie. Artie should click any second now. 4 seconds, he clicked, he fired, he resetted both of them.
Both of them,
Oops
nice.
will be actually forced very soon to push in and fight.
Oops can't rely now on this cap tactic because Combat is able to just continually drop shells on him and get the reset. At some point, Oops are going to have to say, right guys, there's 4 of their tanks, there is 6 of our tanks. We need to try and get a kill here. Andrew taking more damage there in the E4. Insane looks like he's being able to peek up and try and just distract Yukets, but no, Lukin
Important kill.
Kills Insane. That was providing the crossfire there on the 1-2 line here for Oops. And what initially started as a nice play from Oops is starting to get bogged down because eSuba are able to reset the cap and just continue to frustrate them.
Yeah, they're managing to keep the cap under control. It's really dodgy, it's really risky, but they're doing it well. And now there is a final push coming in from Oops. They know they have to do it. They can't really play this cat and mouse game forever.
Deka going in with Kerloff into Andrew. Deka is going to get a kill there into Andrew, picking up the double kill. Kerloff coming in behind him. This is a really nice play from Oops. They needed to do something counter to split things up. Combat there in Artillery. Deka can get shots into him. Kerloff might want to peek forward as well. Combat has actually taken a hit. He is the cap reset. Last hope. Is Combat going to fire one over? He has to move now to get the shot. And Kerloff and Deka might try and get a hit into him. Kerloff needs to keep going forward to be able to do this. Combat shoots over, misses. Kerloff actually shot and didn't connect with him either. Yuket's down to 43 HP. Lukin down to a 1 shot as well. Oops are going to probably win this one, Mojo, but they're taking a hell of a beating for it. Not as cleanly as they expected to be, that one.
Still, win is a win here. Good execution by them. They saw that there is a gap, complete gap in defense of eSuba. They were not monitoring one side of the map. They just committed to resetting all their resources. And it bit them. It bit them because that mouse was not watching their backs.
Kerloff now going to move over to get the kill into Combat as Deka pushes up into Unji. Unji might wreck Deka for this because he is off reloads, but then Unji will just fall to the next Oop tanks they want to go from. So Crater comes in to distract Unji. Unji not landing the shot as Deka picks up now a multi-kill. Kerloff going to finish off combat with a double kill, and Oops taking round 1 here on Mines.
That was the biggest chance for eSuba to take one round here.
Yeah.
Those resets were really decently done, but still it was not enough. The loss of the budget on the start of the game, that was a critical move. That was really well executed by Oops. And we can see all kinds of interesting moments with them in the starts of the game. They're really dangerous in those first 60 seconds. Nice damage here by Anji, and Lukin was a crucial member with that Panzer spotting constantly, doing even some resets in some moments. I don't think Artie had a huge damage roll here, but he did reset many times, and he kept them in the game, even in the last seconds. Still, it was just not enough. Not enough.
Yeah, true. I mean, from losing 2 bad chats earlier on, eSuba were able to hang in there for quite some period of time. And like you said, if it wasn't for combat and artillery, it could have been a very different matchup. He was able to get multiple resets, including one on the very final second. I think the timer actually was 0-0 when the shot landed and splashed him. But now we're going to go round into the second round here on Mines. It's going to be eSuba on the attack. It's going to be Oops on the defense. And I wonder if Oops are going to be really aggressive with the defense, Mojo, or they're going to play a more passive one.
Well, we need to see the tank setup, honestly, because even with the fast setup, they can just cut off the slower setup of eSuba if they have it. But I don't see eSuba winning this one even remotely, because Oops really plays defense well.
Yeah, they seem to be a team who really have their tactics on point this season. Oops.
80% win rate in defense.
As we were going through last season, they started to bring out some interesting plays, some really good rotations, some really good split plays, drawing teams to one side, hitting them from the other side. And on the attack, eSuba bring in artillery with them. Defense here from Oops, bringing a Foch B with Decha, Raging Potato, and an A3, IS-7, AMX-50B. So interesting lineup there from Oops. And eSuba, again, they need to make sure this RT can work for them, or it's potentially a tank down. Sometimes we've seen teams doing massive damage with artillery. Other times we've seen artillery being taken out at the very start.
This is a lineup that Oops used against Kazna when they were playing, and Kazna had Izne in RT, and they still won, though they were damaged. And last time they used the light tank in the water together with a heavy tank. So we just need to see, are they planning to do something similar or completely different? Completely different. This time they're using the speed of their tanks compared to the slowness of eSuba, and Kamil is going up on a hill.
Kamil getting himself really far up on that hill already. The 2 Batchats up into the center circle. They're not reloaded in time to be able to shoot at Kamil. He has free reign. Whoa, but there's the danger. Artillery coming in, killing Kamil's gunner, damaging his tracks and stunning the crew.
Oh, if he doesn't have a medic, that's gonna be annoying. This tank is not good enough, even like this.
Long range, T100, dead gunner. Ugh.
That's gonna be annoying.
Insane, just practicing his lumberjack skills.
It's just breaking the trees they need for a spot. They need them down.
Kirov able to get over here onto the island at the bottom in safety.
Yeah, this setup by eSuba, once the RT does the work, they will just choose with these 3 Chinese heavies where to go. Will they go over the village side, or will they go over the water side? And it's gonna be a full push then, and then you have 2 Batchats on top of that, and Mouse always stay in the middle. So that's pretty much the plan of eSuba. Try and spot, try and do damage with that RT, and then hope for the best once you push that Oops will miss their shots. They're expecting Decha will be there on K4. Izne was actually blind shooting him when Kazna played Oops in a match, but he didn't manage to kill him, and the crossfire by Oops was just disastrous for Kazna. I remember that one. Good way to position the I7 here, because you peek with the top of your turret and you still do a spotting, while no one can actually penetrate you.
eSuba here as the attacking team.
Yeah, there we go, blind shots on Decha.
They need to either cap into base 2, cap into base 1, or kill all of Oops. Oops as the defenders can just run the clock down, or they can kill everyone for eSuba. Usually a lot of the time you see teams just kind of kill each other. Making plays on the bases is always bold.
Decha is moving around a bit, so he's not an easy target, because there were some connections but not penetrations on him. That's why RT was shooting so accurately there. But he moved on time. He learned his lessons from that match, and he is not a static target anymore.
Crater and the Raging Potato aiming up onto the hill area as we zoom a little bit into their Crater's tank with the lovely Oops emblem there. The tough giraffes, and they have the camel to match.
The only thing Oops needs here is not to lose HP. So they don't have to commit to anything really specific. And they have a really good way to monitor the other side. But Kerolf is in dangerous position here because he has to spot occasionally, but Arti will use it to shoot him every time. And he has to spot it because they need to see that crossing on time. They need to see it so the other guys can do all the damage.
Combat moving now into position where he can start chipping away at Insane. We can already see Insane kind of reacting to this and moving away a little bit. Doesn't want to sit underneath that hill, but once Lucan spots him, then Combat can start shooting down into Insane as well. Looks like eSuba are starting to gather everyone up on this 1-2 line, Mojo, to perhaps make a push down this area.
It's going to be their play, for sure. There is nothing else about it to say. This kind of rotation, when it happens so early, this is it. Lucan, of course, in VZ because of the cooldown, because of -7 gun depression. He's left on that middle hill on mines. Everyone else will just go straight forward here.
Kerolf, how long can you survive here, mate? Once this push finally happens, we can see that Unji's over here, we can see that Ukets is over here, Overus is over here, and Andrew. And Combat as well is going to fire another one out. Maybe that will be the signal for them to go. Maybe they'll just wait a little bit longer.
There you go. There is the breather. And they're moving in Creator aiming, Raging aiming. Milos is certainly aiming. Deha and Kerolf. All of them are able to shoot, and I think maybe even Insane.
Good luck, eSuba, on this one, because Oops are ready for it. Oh, look at the damage coming out there into Ukets, into Unji. Overus is going to get past behind him, but the focus fire here from Oops is absolutely magnificent as Unji gets across, but he is absolutely right. Overus gets across, but he's absolutely right. Kerolf backs off a little bit, gets continued shots into Overus. He goes down, but look how much damage that eSuba took on that crossing. Ukets is dead. Unji is on a 2-shot. Overus is on a 1-shot, and that was great aiming for Oops. Okay, they've lost the bat chat, but in return, eSuba have lost a 1-1-3, and they've pretty much lost the bat chat in return.
Yeah, Overus is almost dead, but not yet. Andrew is full on HP, and Arti can still work on Oops now, but there is only about 4.5 minutes left. So they have decent positions here, but Oops is still in a lead with HP, and they can rotate with Camille now in their backs because they know there is no fast tank who can do anything about it.
Camille going all the way around. Milos has actually been focused a little bit here on Oops. 2 shots going
nice
into
connection
him,
by Anji there. Really nice connection.
Quick succession, so Milos has to watch his hit. Another hit going into Milos actually. So Unji actually getting hit by 62 in return. So looks like somebody had HE loaded and trying to get one into him.
Milos is getting so pressured.
Milos getting pummeled here actually right now from the tanks of eSuba. Still surviving for now, but I don't think he's got much left in him because I'm pretty sure, yeah. Here we go. HE coming his way as it's 10 into his face from Unji. Milos dropped down to 11 HP, and it's Lucan who gets the kill on his 5A.
This is actually looking now quite well for eSuba, but the deciding factor can be Camille. The only problem is that first shot by Arti killed his gunner. So he actually might sell the game just by bad shooting. That's going to be interesting to see. Creator is also doing a rotation.
Combat
Insane
Spoid
is trying to really approach them to just buy some time while the 50B comes from their back.
Insane pushing up into the tank on the hill of Lucan. Crater coming around the back. He's just going to ignore Frawley, and it looks like you're going to perhaps push into Lucan. Camille's coming around here as well. They want to drop Lucan, then they're going to turn their attention into Frawley. There's shots coming into the side of Frawley as well. That looks like actually Camille's going to come in and distract him. Frawley does drop the mouse there, but look at this. Crater's now coming off a full clip into Frawley's face. Combat sitting on the island. He can't actually do anything. He doesn't have shots into Camille or Crater here. They're trying to distract him. Camille just going to be a constant thorn in the side. He's not going to miss at this range, even with a dead gunner. And well, this is going to be another close fight here, Mojo, from Oops. They're wrestling control of it ever so slightly. It's eSuba look like they have the HP advantage, but well, it's the tank advantage, but they do have an artillery as one of their drawbacks.
33 seconds to go on a cap. Andrew is a single capper. He has 4 shells and full HP, but really none or almost none help by his teammates.
Oh,
now the thing is they need to prevent
ricochet.
Camille. They need to prevent Camille from sniping him in the back. Raging is down. Raging is down. That's very important, but there is a reset coming in here. 2.5 minutes left, but they have almost double, almost triple HP.
Deca clipping out there into Andrew. Andrew needs to make sure his shots count. Deca dropped to 141. What can Combat do? He's lining up a shot on Cameo. Cameo is spotted. Combat isn't. This could be the deciding factor in this fight. Combat actually survives. Cameo gets a shot into him but doesn't kill him. In the meantime, Crater has dropped. Only Cameo left, and this looks like eSuba are going to take this round. And Mojo, this is why I do not take bets.
You need to be brave sometimes in life, Ryan. You need to be brave from time to time.
I do, but I can see when something's too good to be true. Cameo does kill Combat, but there is the cap there from Andrew, and eSuba bring this one back 1-1.
Well, 1-1, good execution here by eSuba. I would say decent connections here by Artie also.
It wasn't over yet actually, so we just jumped out of that one too early, so Andrew didn't cap.
It's not like they would not cap or kill him anyways, because this game was pretty much dead and done. I would say it was a decent counterattack also by Oops on them. It had a chance to succeed, but losing Miloš, like Angie really did a number on him.
For free, basically, Miloš
Angie really did a number on him, and they did huge damage on those crossing tanks. Just not enough. And I'm not sure, but I don't think even that Artie. Okay, he did like 2k damage, so he had a factor there. I'm surprised eSuba managed to take an attack here. I actually have a feeling if Oops had a really mobile setup and just took the middle, they would still win the game.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, like Miloš just getting pummeled. They had the two tanks over there. Miloš was just in a really awkward place to try and defend. He's in the IS-7. You don't want to angle an IS-7 if someone's trying to shoot at you. You want to face them frontally, but he has two tanks from different angles shooting into him is the problem.
I kind of like more the last time when Oops was defending that island with the heavy tank and the light tank, because even while they were getting splashed by Artie all the time, they managed to make a cover, and that heavy tank pretty much won them the game, while everyone else was supporting. So it looked better, but still Oops wanted to play this, so whatever. Next map.
Now we're going to go into Ghost Town. We talked about this earlier on this evening already, a map that generally a lot of teams are happy to play on. It usually ends up being a one-for-one map. But Oops are a very strong team on Ghost Town.
They're a strong team on most, but still they just lost mines. So there is a potential for them to lose even here, maybe even entire map, because Ghost Town is a map like this. It is a map like that. But still, watching them attack here especially, I don't think that is possible.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking earlier on, we expect it to be quick matches this evening, and it is basically the top three teams versus the bottom three teams, and there is a considerable points difference between both of those different groups. Now, nothing really jumping out to me unusual here, Mojo, in the tank lineups.
Well, on defense, Insane in Leopard, classic tank where you want to elevate up, 2 mouse tanks to use as an anchor, some 57s to support them, so rather normal setup by Oops, nothing really outstanding. On eSuba side, 3 mouse, a VZ, 250Bs and Bachat. That just means they cannot really pressure the cap that much. This is more like a fighting setup. So if they put VZ in a cap, he can be easily resetted, no matter what they do.
eSuba are the red side, they're going to be on the attack. Oops are on the blue side, they're going to be on defense, and Oops really spreading their defensive line across the map here on the left-hand side of the mini-map. eSuba kind of sticking together more or less in two different groups. They have a group down south, they have a group up top, and they have just Lucan splitting in between both of them. Lucan being in that 5A.
eSuba just, Oops just knows that there is no chance for eSuba to cap this. They simply don't have tanks. VZ and Bachat alone can enter and no one else. So they spread the tanks more down where they expect the fight will be, and this is actually the real play of eSuba. You see, they just check the angle, can they get a quick shot on someone, and there is a real rotation. The mouse tanks are progressing here.
Okay, now interesting from eSuba, starting to rotate all the way around the bottom of the map, Mojo. Like you said, not really a tactic suitable for a cap at base 1. And it's really how much can Oops react to this, because already
much closer defense by them than we've seen today on Ghost Town when Utopia was attacking. So Frolly overusing Ukets, doing some blind shots here a bit, but eventually it will all come when they do that full YOLO.
Now Insane is up at A3. He might be coming down off that area soon enough once Oops realise that nothing's happening up at base 1. Cameo getting spotted down south of the map. We're looking at Kerlov's point of view, holding position here in the middle of the map. And eSuba are slowly edging their way forward here. Frawley and Overus. No, it's not Overus. Yeah, Frawley and Overus down the bottom there on their own.
Well, the thing is, when Utopia was attacking here, if you remember, there was no one when where Raging is now. So that Bachat, the crucial point where Camille is, was pretty much alone. Oops is not that careless to do that. So they're not that careless. And they're much more compact in their positions. So if you really want to push Kerov, you'd have to take the shots from the Clippers. If you want to push Clippers, you have other guys who can deal with you. So overall, decent positions here by Oops, and they're just waiting for what will actually eSuba play against. And eSuba, if they just commit like this, they're going to get massacred in Crossfire.
So damage being traded already between the teams. Frawley and his mouse for eSuba's taking damage. Cameo and his Batchat's taking damage. It's a slow play right now here from eSuba. Oops are happy to let them take their time to decide. We're already almost 4 minutes down in the game already. And it plays perfectly into the defending team's tactics, basically. Running down the clock is a viable tactic for the defensive team.
They already realized they're just going to die if they keep pushing there, so they're going to rotate on another side. Probably they're going to try to play number 2 cap now or some push around it. There is really no other choice for them.
And Oops just hold the line. Now, Andrew and Unji are moving together as 2 AMX 50Bs around that EF76 area. You can see them here just kind of covering each other. Andrew behind Unji, just trying to look for an angle past him that keeps him protected, and Unji will duck and dive back forward. But again, nothing here from Oops at all. Nothing where Oops is wanting to play anything dangerous whatsoever. They're happy to sit back. They're happy to let eSuba move around, and then if Oops need to rotate or react to it, they will do.
Oops still has all the angles covered, so now maybe they will try to put combat in the cap and try to pressure it, provoke the reaction from Oops, and if they lure out some tanks, they can actually do something. But still, those 3 mouse are really slow, and if Oops actually messes up the forces, they can just deal with anything. And there you go, 50Bs are coming in. They will probably try to pin Milos down, but they don't know for sure where is anyone. And between themselves, they will need to pen every possible shell to kill a single mouse.
They are about to be spotted. Kerloff is spotted, but he sees out Frawley, Andrew and Unji. No, Kerloff is there.
They can kill. Kerloff they can kill,
They
definitely.
might want to jump into him, but they have no idea that Milos is there as well and his mouse.
No, they haven't seen him yet. But Kerloff also doesn't know where are they. So they have an advantage there. They can clip him out, but they'll take a truck ton of damage doing so.
And this is the kind of chess play that we talk about sometimes here in the league, that sometimes it just takes a long time for teams to just position themselves and then finally commit to a tactic or commit to a push. Now, Frawley driving across the cap circle here. Kerloff does get shot at him, and the rest of Oops are starting to make a move. eSuba slowly starting to make the play. Andrew and Unji getting ready to do something yet. They still don't know Milos is there though, so still slow play here from eSuba.
There is still some time for them, but it's ticking away. 4 minutes to go on a cap. They are waiting in a trap now because they managed to put a tank to do the cap pressure. So that's their plan. I guess they will not try to commit on killing Kerov. They're just gonna wait there if anyone is coming from that side to reset.
Jukets, Frawley and Overus moving away from that area with looking behind them, so they're starting to pull back towards the south area of base 2. Andrew and Unji still holding in that road up there, but Crater is now over beside Milos, and it looks like Oops might be getting ready here to push into the Mojo. Combat's at the top, spotted out by Insane. Insane's now moved off of that hill. And really, what's eSuba going to do here, Mojo? Because they're leaving it very late.
Yeah, it's really late, but it's still a cap pressure, and Oops actually has to do something. And Oops has to gather forces and fight them. So this is the real deal. Like what will Oops choose, that will decide the game.
Kerloff getting a reset there into the cap circle. So 1 minute 56 in the cap, and it's 3 minutes in the game. Roughly to go. Insane and Cameo coming around the top. Insane's going super high up again to cover base 1, but that's going to give him shots into the middle from that area as well.
Yeah, they just rotated Camille and Insane because Insane cannot deal with the Bachat, but Camille can unless he falls into the trap.
Okay, now let's actually listen into the team speak of eSuba, the all-check team, and see how they're going to do this one.
No, můžem to udělat na roli, tak zkus. Můžem to nějak udělat?
Jo.
Musíme
Ej, Ungy, tak pojď pěknout tady doprava
Ještě
nejdřív.
ne.
Ještě tady nej 57 třeba jí odpít nebo něco.
Počkej, až pojedu ty mauzy, ona se dalo.
Tenhle už je někde vzadu.
Máme jet?
Kejte.
Jo, jde. Dajte jenom.
To vystřelilo. Dám.
Je tady, pojď.
Mám je
Pojď do 50 vyklidovat prostě.
Na pásu? Dám jí, snad jí dám. Bounce, ty
To
vole.
už tam není.
Mám 57.
Baťák na.
Jugas, pojď
Vezmu
spíš
to vyjelo nahoru.
Gerolfa
Já nabijem.
Já taky.
nabijím. Jo, Baťák,
Gerolf vyjel nahoru, toho nemůže.
Okay.
Pojďme rotovat asi.
Jo, jo.
Přijde Gerolfa, my
Já
zkusíme
pojedu
dechu.
tady.
Kombat Leopard nebere. Kombat máš rány.
Mám dvě.
Já nabijím za 10.
Já
Baťák.
můžu tradeit s Gerolfem.
Hej, Andrew, pojď sem, Andrew.
Já ti pomůžu s Gerolfem. OK?
Já mám za 5 až.
No, pojď. Budeš... OK, nice.
Já dám toho Mause klip do boku, jakože.
Což, dobře, nice.
Tak to asi
Já jdu po Mouzovi, jo? Já
Já
mám jednu. Hej,
začneme
musíte dopředu.
Ungy, šetři si ty rány.
Máme minutu a půl. On mě neví, jo? Minutu a půl.
Přebijím.
Musí overu zhrát.
Baťák Jirek máme, jo? Bacha.
Baťák dostává na prdol.
Kolik máš, Ungy? 5?
4.
Vystřelný veze.
Ale pojď, boku na Mouze.
Jo, pojďte, kuka.
Bude
na mě.
klipovat overu se.
Ale minutu a
Já
půl,
mám
Nepojď.
musíte tady pomoct.
Nabijem. Já mu dám ránu.
Nice?
Nice.
Dopředu.
Bác tam jede.
Bata. Musíte si někdo chytnout bata.
Já mám 2 rány.
Jeďte někdo po tom batovi, to veď.
Dobré.
Nabijím. Já ho dám.
Reklej, goš.
Jeď Ungy furt.
Ungy ho dá. Pojďme, nesmí nám ujet Leoš, jo? Pojďme Leoš.
Leoše dám.
No, Leoše, no. Nice.
Bata jsem nedal jsem bata. Musíte někdo bata.
Okej, odhaď.
Jo, dám ho.
Mause,
Nice.
Pojďme
Já
vezmu to.
mám jednu.
Dobrý, v pohodě, v 50 vteřin.
Well, that was nicely done there, Mojo, wasn't it?
It was a brilliant execution actually by eSuba, staying with all 7 players and annihilating Oops from the ghost town. And this is maybe a surprise moment that we've seen, because they've just taken an attack and it was really done in a nice fashion.
Yeah, okay, their comms is in check. If you don't understand check, you don't know it. But you could hear how calm it was. You can hear how measured the shots were. You could hear them calling out their targets. And yeah, when that push came, it was extremely well coordinated. You can see here Deca surviving for a very long time in his mouse with like 4.4k damage blocked. But Andrew coming out top damage in his 50B for eSuba. He's somebody I've highlighted before with eSuba. It seems to be when eSuba play better is when Andrew is in the lineup, and when he's not in the lineup, eSuba seem to suffer a bit.
Well, there goes the first surprise of the inning. All
Our bets are gone, yeah. That's good.
our thoughts,
But we
how
say
will
this,
the
it's
result end,
good.
are gone.
It's good when we think that something's going to be like a fairly easy win for a team and it's not, then it starts to become interesting. You're like, wow, okay, Oops are being brilliant. Now they look a bit, rocky. eSuba are starting to surprise everyone. And this win for eSuba would be a massive win because it would give them a little cushion ahead of Savage Squad and against...
Huge.
Yeah, against Savage and against Cryptic.
Because they usually have no problem beating those. So this kind of gameplay on Ghost Town, this is really solid. They were measuring their chances. They did attack on a time. They did all the pressure on a time. Found a weak spot in Oops defense, and they used it really well. Nice execution. Yes, it did seem sluggish and everything, but it was good. It was good.
We thought they were maybe going to run out of time as well, but then every single one of Oops' tanks were in the fight, so nobody from Oops could actually run away. And even if they did,
They would catch them.
eSuba still had all 7 tanks available to them, so there's nowhere really to run and nowhere to hide. Now, teams are going to swap sides. Oops on the blue side are going to be on attack. eSuba on the red side are going to be on the defense, and this is quite a heavy lineup from Oops with a little bit of rotation allowed there from Cameo and his Batchat.
Yeah, this is pretty much similar setup that we've seen just now by eSuba. I can't say I like it because when you see so many mouse tanks, that means you're gonna watch a slow game.
Yeah, very slow game now. Deca, Insane, Raging Potato moving into the city in that tough giraffe camouflage. And we see eSuba moving up in their awesome kind of like frozen glacier camouflage here.
Oh, eSuba is playing stick together team, completely ignoring the other side of the map. That's rather interesting, and they already spotted most of the tanks from Oops because it does look like Oops might actually try to cross. They should really stop. They really should stop because, yeah, The other tanks are spotted also.
Almost right on cue, Mojo, as you say that. Milos and Kelov just turn in an instant and go back their way and they're like, hang on guys. This smells bad. This smells dangerous.
Overus, Ukets and Froli, a 3-man squad, platoon. They are just sticking together with those heavies because they know they can deal pretty much with anything while they're like that. Once they split, they're an easier prey.
Now they're going in for base 2 here from Oops. So they're trying to come round the back because they knew the eSuba were so heavy at the north of the map.
Yeah, it was a super fast rotation, but a good read by Oops, instantly joining this cap, but eSuba is also answering immediately, and there is a counter push from the other side.
eSuba bringing their tanks round that were covering the base 1 area, and this could be really dangerous. This is going to be a really close fight, so let's listen into Oops and see how they can manage it.
Nice.
Check.
I know.
Yeah,
I'll
I
try
will
again.
I'll stay here.
I will take in a second this corner, so I will also move.
Nice.
Finish.
I can finish. You finish?
Nice.
Nice.
I'm playing the ramp, spotting the ramp.
Mm-hmm. I think we need. Do we need 2 miles here even? I can shoot the one. with
Andre
the-
minus
I was staying here in case button straight.
Mouse,
I'm
mouse
reloading.
picking. Overpicking on you, insane.
Andre's
Alright.
Probably picking.
I will give him a shot.
I need one bot shot.
Can I
You can just crossing range, can you pressure?
He's picking again.
I see.
Okay, I closed.
Mouse.
To go there. Okay, I got tracked.
Info where?
I got tracked by 50B.
You can fuck this mouse in a sec.
You're in the wrong position, they have. They can be only one thing.
Yes,
Okay,
I know!
I'm pushing to this
I
guy
will-
then. Fuck the cap. Push with the VZs to this.
Okay,
Yeah,
I will
there's
get on
not-
spot.
Because there is.
I'm not sure, we need to go together. I'll reload.
So it's okay, I can one-on-one him for now.
Yeah, there's bot shot there, and 50B.
Okay, you cannot. Can you back off yours?
Yes,
Budget
okay,
minus 1. Minus
Bot shot
2.
shot. 50B shot 2. You hit the mouse. Can you spot mouse?
Okay,
What are these-
TB is also
what
low.
Minus 4.
Shot.
But is almost reloading now.
I will help you if
So can you
if
just go
mouse
with the
will
mouse to this actually? And the budget going to this? Because
Maybe.
look at the positioning
pick.
there right now.
Bot shot,
Budget
bot shot
is
is
loading.
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 Just do the contrary. They're double 50B here. You just take this. I don't care about the cap right now. I'm just leaving.
Bot shot 2 shot.
We have HP advantage right now, I guess. Just need to fight.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's mouse. So I need to take. Okay, 110.
I'll do one on you, kids.
Never mind.
Wait, if I rotate this, I cannot rotate like this then. And this button, this mouse is locked.
Aiming on mouse.
We can easily rotate like, oh 50B, I need help.
Yeah, those guys have to go with you.
You need to run away.
They're probably rotating with both 50B even if they do this way.
Budget is still there,
Need to go
minus
back.
1.
Yes, they are. Rotating with double 50B here.
Andrew is minus 2.
You can aim.
I will try to cross to you from him.
50
Should I go-
shot.
should I-
Yours, I'm leaving you alone.
We have 6 minutes. Should I go and
Budget
trigger
my
the cap again?
road and go for you.
Should I go and
There
trigger the
can be
cap again?
also button.
But there's bot shot there. Can you come in, rotate, and Kelop and Kimi gonna kill them?
Mm-hmm.
But then
Yeah,
I need
Camille
to
is
fuck
full
off from
HP
there.
actually.
Then,
we
then,
can
I,
go for
then,
you.
then I go. Then
Yeah,
I can
dude.
go there.
But this
Forcing
mouse
back.
has to go back then.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
I'm
need to
over.
back
And
off. and-
7 is out of position then also.
Can also go back. Bot shot is there, shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Minus 2,
And you're in the open right now.
3.
I got spotted.
I'm just gonna
You got
push
shot.
right now straight.
Yeah, I'm coming.
We shot 3 times.
50Bs are probably rotating back again.
I'm spotting if they will approach over there. I will wait a bit.
Uh-huh.
Can I rush this button straight?
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can.
He's reloading
I
right
mean,
now.
those guys
I
can
need to
connect
wait
from
for
here
But
mostly.
I can reset script.
But there will be mouse out of fight. Just go for him. Just go for him. He's
I
mostly
will side
reloading.
I will side script.
Bot shot.
Mouse.
Just pre.
Guys, cover me. Cover me. Cover this. Use the rest.
I miss.
That's fine.
I
Just
will
cover
do
the
it.
cap.
Okay.
Cover the cap. Cover the cap.
I can
We're
pick
gonna
him
go with
maybe
one
if
of
he's
Now I
the
can
mouse.
go to Miłosz and we can try to
Looking?
kill the mouse.
Can you fuck looking, guys? 50B?
50
I'm leaving the cap. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. I'm leaving
I'll-
cap. I'll kill Frolly.
Yeah, I'll finish him. 3 seconds.
I'm coming.
You can save on top. Cannot kill him.
Mhm.
Andrew's
framing.
minus 3.
I can kill him. I
Andrew,
kill him.
reloading.
I'm moving for
Reloading.
looking.
I reload.
Mouse picking on you inside.
Nice.
Yes, one.
Reloading behind.
I have 5 seconds.
Looking for me.
I will kill your cat soon.
I will.
Well, Mojo, you pointed it out straight away. For a team that just lost 2 rounds, that does not sound much like a troubled TeamSpeak, does it?
No, they had a plan, they executed it, they're peaceful. As you said, like, completely new team, new Oops this season. Seasoned team that actually knows what they want to do. And this is a 2-2, an equalizer in a game. But still, eSuba is already outdoing themselves by far, in my eyes. And this match is already surprising for me. So Miloš here coming with top damage, Raging really close behind. Raging, you rarely hear him on the TeamSpeak.
Damage blocked
but
as well.
he's actually doing the damage.
Yeah. And an interesting thing I thought about the TeamSpeak is they're not necessarily calling each other by name, they're just talking about the vehicles. So they're trusting in each other. That's not almost like they're not wanting to point the blame or put pressure on any one person. You know, saying, okay, this mouse needs to go here, okay, you can rush the back chat, and it was Camille coming in, being able to take out combat nicely.
The important thing is understanding of the game. They rely really heavily that everyone understands what he's supposed to do and how to cover the teammates. So that's good, and that's probably the main reason why they're not so stressed on the TeamSpeak, because they have good cohesion in that regard.
Yeah, they got a lot of faith in each other. So really nice listening to Oops' TeamSpeak. I think it's probably them and actually listening to Kaznu. Maybe I'm biased because you're listening to
I wish I could understand eSuba, honestly, because their TeamSpeak sounded really well.
Cam as well, yeah, very, very coordinated. Now we're going to go into Prokhorovka. Teams 2 for 2 right now. Prokhorovka, that can go either sometimes super quick or sometimes very drawn out. I like it when it goes quick because it's like an absolute brawl.
I think there is a huge advantage here actually for Oops, maybe not in percentage or number of the games played, but they simply do better open maps than others. Rotations should be their thing, spotting and so on. So this is a map where actually eSuba might stumble, but maybe they will surprise us. As I said already, let's hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I did predict 5-0, so I got promptly pwned for that one. And well, I could have been wearing an awkward tie, but hey. Not going to happen this time, Mojo. Maybe you can bait me into something next week. Maybe I'll get drawn into a silly bet. I don't know.
Wow.
Don't really want to do it. As I said, I've seen what you and Daki are planning for each other, so...
If you do it, it's spontaneous, man. You cannot plan it or whatever. It happens, it happens.
True. Or you just like Daki, we just take a bet regardless of whatever the results could be. Double STRV coming out here in defense for eSuba, also with a T100 light.
Yeah, I kind of don't like it in defense at all. I mean, yes, T100 can be a damaging vehicle, but using him that aggressive with 2 STRVs, that means if you lose sight of one side, you will pretty much lose the game.
And Oops immediately going for the right-hand side of the map. Very aggressive play here.
This is exactly the same play they had in the last match when they played Prokhorovka. Miloš staying on the middle, Insane spotting the middle, everyone else going on the other side.
Insane spots out Andrew combat. Ukets gets himself safe, goes back up into the town. No shots coming back out into him. Now eSuba in the meantime have both of their STRVs on the 1-2 line, so providing Oops try and maintain control over the right-hand side of the map if they can play around base 2.
They know where is Ukets, and he's alone.
Oh, this is going to hurt like hell, Ukets. If they can keep hold of this side of the rails, eSuba are going to have a really hard time coming in to reset base 2 if they can drop Ukets quickly. Insane's rushing right up into him. He is going to be spotted. How much damage is going to come into Ukets here from Oops, or basically how quickly can they drop him down? They have actually got a shot into Andrew as well, because he was running away in the back corner. Combat's taking a hit in the IS-7 for peeking in the middle, and Ukets is surviving for now, but the minute they turn their guns onto him, he's not going to last long.
It's going to be a trade Miloš for Ukets, that's for sure, because Miloš should drop really soon also, but that doesn't really concern Oops, who have the better positions now.
Oh, Miloš, everyone else is on the other side of the rails and you're just left there on your own. Only Frolly can come round to the back and give him a potential pain in the butt. But Overus is taking some damage as well for eSuba. So eSuba have lost Ukets in their 5A, ripped Daki's fantasy points, and Oops are continuing in this fight.
Ukets? What?
Ukets is in Daki's team.
Oh my god. Oh, what was he thinking this week? Seriously. Combat is here pretty much locked off, and he cannot shoot Miloš in the back, which is the only and really important reason why he is still alive. Creator and the rest of the guys will pressure the lower part of the corner, and what then? Like, eSuba pretty much already lost the game.
Combat taking a lot of damage there when he peeked over the rails, has to back off. Andrew is dropped there by Cameo. He was getting pushed at the top. Now they're going to push over into Lucan because Lucan can't do anything. He's in an STRV surrounded by Abacha and Insane, and there's also shots coming in from Cameo. He gets dropped ever so quickly. eSuba left with only 3 tanks left. Imagine that's going to be 2 tanks in just a second as Overus is about to go down. Oops, still with 7 guns in the game, and this is a bit of an absolute whitewash right now.
It's a complete whitewash. Froley is the last guy left with less than 500 HP. Never mind that, Raging Potato takes him out and Milos is actually still alive. Still alive and kicking.
3-2 there for Oops. As we said, sometimes this map just goes really quickly. Oops able to pick up a quick win. Other times it can be drawn out, and Oops were looking for a quick win there.
Well, this should be a 3-2 result, not 2-2, by the way, but never mind. Snappy production. Milos and Deha, top damage dealers, but obviously the damage is far spread between the entire team. There we go. It's much better now. And I believe that's the reason why they see so low amount of damage while the entire team was annihilated.
Spread across, really, yeah. Nice aggressive push there from Oops, being able to read eSuba, getting a quick jump on Ukets, and yeah, I mean, I like Prokhorovka. Like I say, Prokhorovka can go so many different ways.
Prokhorovka was a camping
map.
It was camping map, but now everyone plays it super aggressive. The Visits brought a big change in the game.
1-2 line pushes.
Also
you know,
the tier
everything.
10 lights, the fast initial spotting. eSuba playing a campy way. Oops read it well. They sent tanks on correct side. If they had STRVs on other side, they maybe would have some chance, but like this, nah.
Yeah, I mean,
this was auto loss.
Utopia usually does that. Utopia usually has one either side, and
an
STRV in that rail could have farmed a heck of a lot of damage.
Yes, I don't understand why did they send STRVs in the forest, because Oops didn't have an i7 or something they could really send
lead the push
to lead the push, yeah, so it was all visits. For me, it would be obvious that Oops will just do the same. But okay, they probably thought Oops will maybe try to, I don't know, mind play it. But never mind now. Now we have eSuba attacking on Prokhorovka. Oops is defending. It's 3-2 for Oops. And we need to see what will actually eSuba have in plan for us.
Yeah, can eSuba bring this one back? Can he make it into another 1-1 map? Now, lineup here from eSuba, we're seeing STRV, we're seeing 558, we're seeing IS7, AMX 13105 Mojo, potentially could be leading into a 1-2 line push here. Can Oops read this though? Is that what Oops are going to think that eSuba is going to be doing? Or eSuba just going to play around the east side of the map? Let's have a look at that Oops lineup as well. So IS7, 558, STRV, double Batchat, and Oops positioning actually, yeah, for this 1-2 line. I guess they're thinking that that's what eSuba are going to do. But eSuba are actually splitting their forces left and right.
Let us see. Oops is really centralized here. They kind of took well on using a lot of heavies in the middle, combined with that STRV in the forest to prevent any kind of 1-2 line push. And they're giving up the rail side of the map for free. But eSuba is actually going to their old habits. They're playing a trap. They left Ukets, Anji, and Combat here to prevent any kind of rotation by Oops. They already saw a couple of times while Oops was doing a defense. They like to send tanks along 1-2 line. They usually don't spot it that well, and they can actually lose a game like that. I saw them lose one Prokhorovka like that.
Oh,
Insane is going for that way. Let's see what kind of spot will actually he do, because I'm not really sure can he survive it.
Milos is following up behind him. Crater is there.
Much more careful approach by Oops here.
Yep. Potential crossfire. Cameo is a little bit forward. Deca is far back there, but Deca's now going to start moving up.
Aha, so they're sending Milos actually.
Sending the heavy first this time, and Insane's going to sit back ready to shoot. So, interesting way of playing this here from Oops. Looks like they learned a bit of a lesson, and they're not just going to throw away a Batchat down in the corner. I've seen so many other teams do recently, and Milos is spotted, so he knows something's over here. It's Combat that spots him, but Milos doesn't know Unji and Ukets are over to his right-hand side.
Nice play by Oops here, reading out the trap. Insane was like,
get spotted by Milos here.
Insane was like, oh la la, I smell a trap. Let's go, let's go.
Insane though is getting focused as he pushes forward. Milos doesn't get a shot into him. Insane runs away there. He is on a 2-shot. He didn't even fire a single shot yet, but look, the return fire coming back out. Combat is the focus here for the tanks of Oops. Cameo's down to 2 shots left. Deca is just going to start free farming damage here. Ukets wants to run in and kill Insane. Milos is going to try and get shots into, but there there. It's the covering fire from Crater in the middle of the map, being able to eliminate combat for trying to jump into his teammate.
Unbelievable focus fire there. Well, we know what's the breaking map for Oops now here.
Well, may have got combat and Jukets mixed up there in the kill order, but hey, remember, Jukets is in Daki's fantasy team and rip these 2 rounds for Daki. Right now, Oops are just going to press home the advantage. They've already dropped 2 tanks of eSuba. eSuba are missing 2 bat chats. And this is Oops now going to go in. Insane is still alive for Oops right now, 30 HP. His gun can still do damage, and he actually gets the killing shot there on Unji.
Absolute annihilation here of eSuba. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but this was so nice because they really tried to play a mind game on Oops, but Oops did learn on their mistakes. They actually almost got insane because they were not spotted yet, even when I7 peaked. But he managed to use those fast little feet of Bachat and run away. eSuba staying with Lukin and Froli here, but they're not gonna last much longer.
Froli in 13, 105 looking in the STRV. Froli is already spotted, but there's 2 shots coming into him. He's hiding behind broken Ryoka at the moment, trying to reload. They're just going to try and pummel shots through it as best as they can. Froli is going nowhere because 2 people have angles on him. Lukin is in the bottom corner of the map. Milosh is going to be the one that's going to come over and peek on the other side of him. Does get a shot into Kerloff there quite nicely. You heard the ringing noise of him tracking. Shots coming back out into him from the rest of Oops. Milosh at some point is going to peek up over the rails when he eventually gets there in IS-7. But Lukin already taking so many hits head on here, but just showing how bouncy the STRV can also be frontally. Sneaky actually taking out Cameo as well before he goes down. Now he turns to try face Lukin, but that puts, turn to face Milosh with a ram kill on the double kill, and now Oops leading the charge pretty much here, 4-2. Only Froley left, might kill. Oh no, he slams the brakes on. I thought he was going to jump off into the water there and just
Leap
kill
of fate.
himself.
Leap of fate. He should have done it.
One man on a mission.
I think he was deleted too much in this match, so he wants some fantasy points, man.
Try and farm a bit of damage. AMX 13-105, only got 3 shots before it goes to the reload. Look at this. Oops, just pushing over here. Raging Potato, Crater, Kerloff, Deca. Every one of these guys wants points for their fantasy total here. Who's going to get the kill? Froley's tracked. That was Crater doing it. And it's Kerloff picking up the double kill. He's in my team. Booyah!
Unbelievable how they died quickly there, but what can you do? I told you Oops is playing much better on Prokhorovka lately. It's a map that they do well now. Rotation, they were avoiding it entire start of the season, but they just stopped. So I think pretty much Oops plays all maps now, which is really dangerous for every team because now they don't know what to ban.
Yeah, it's hard to ban them out if they can play good on every map. You're just like, what map do we not like, rather than what map do we think they were strong on. Lukin coming top damage, last tank surviving for his team, so he can just farm away as best as he could. But then Kerloff, Deca, Crater coming in for Oops, then Overus coming in for eSuba.
I think this will be a match point. Because I mean, it is match point, but I think it's going to be a closing point because now eSuba has to attack on Cliff, which will be the next map, and Oops is defending.
I mean, they're both okay in Cliff as well, so...
Okay is one thing, but you need to now attack a team that is good.
Just one,
so
two
yes,
in a row.
they already did really remarkable,
actually, 3 in a row they've just
remarkable
won.
attack on Ghost Town. That was really remarkable how they did it, but also on Mines, I would say.
Yeah,
but
Mines, yeah,
Cliff is different thing. Like Cliff is a thing that you need to boost well, you need to rotate well, to read all those things, and I think Oops is just better there.
Yeah, I mean, when you look back at the 2 rounds they've taken, it's been longer rounds. It's been rounds they've been able to kind of play into it, to think about it, and then to commit. Whereas these 2 rounds on Prokhorovka were just like, bam, bam, like Oops were right into their face both times.
This is super important round, because if they actually manage to win it, they have a chance to go to tiebreaker.
Very true, but then do you want to play Oops on Himmelsdorf?
It doesn't matter. Point is a point.
Point's a point, yeah, sure, like you said, like a point, to be happy with a point. Coming in here into Cliff, everything, as we say, usually plays around this lighthouse. Some teams call it the big donut and the small hill beside it.
A mouse
the small
in
donut.
attack.
Don't know this one. Okay. Is it going to climb the lighthouse, Mojo? Or is it going to go down the 1-2 line?
They have a TVP and all the other fast tanks. 1-2 line is a locked tank. I don't think they should use that. He's probably going to try to go up, and Oops will probably try to do everything to stop him from doing so.
Yeah, I mean, we saw this in previous seasons where, well, actually, Froley is going to go down the 1-2 line and just remove himself from the rest of the fight. I was going to say teams have like tried to do something with the mouse on the hill, and all that happened is the other team just rushed them, ignored the mouse, and killed everyone else. Now, what can we do? eSuba attacking side on the red. Oh, sorry, red side on the attack. And then Oops, blue team on the defense. Very wide approach here from eSuba Mojo, and it's quite an aggressive one because everyone is going round towards the 2 spawn. And Oops are not positioned for this.
Nice rotation here by eSuba. They're trying to do some surprising tactics. This is completely new. No one played this before, but look at this. Insane is already there to greet this. And Deha, with his heavy tank, is already there in cooldown position. Raging will be there to support him, so will Camille. Unless they manage to kill Deha really fast without losing much HP, this is not going to work, and then we have to run back.
So they spotted 3 bat chats, but the danger here for Oops is that they still haven't spotted Andrew, Ukets, or Luken, so they're worrying that there's perhaps a counter 1-2, but no, already Oops are like, actually nothing's coming down to 1-2, guys. Let's reposition ourselves and get ready for this push. But now eSuba are like, hang on a minute, guys, let's pull back. And it's a bit of a this way, that way right now from both teams.
No, eSuba is now forced to go away. They try to surprise Oops a bit if Oops did a full kind of push around the lighthouse, because that's doable. Because when you're playing against the mouse, you can just try to do that. If you remember, that was a game between Ding and Kazna, I believe. And in that kind of regard, they would try to take Oops by surprise and just annihilate them right there and then. But Oops decided to play a slow game. They didn't want to risk anything. They knew they can just take them out if they come at them, and they played it smart. So now there is another rotation coming in from eSuba. 2 minutes are in the game, but that's really nothing. This is a small map. You can do 3 or 4 rotation easily with Bachats.
Frawley now starting to move up in that mouse down the 1-2 line. Crater and Karoff are going to see him. Probably not going to engage him frontally. No real point in doing that. Frawley has shot on the move, getting himself up. Well, not quite up into that area. He's actually stopped himself. And Unji is over there with him as well, which is quite an interesting place for him to be. Unji all the way over there on the H1 area. Is he trying to get shots onto whoever Frawley sees, Mojo?
He's just supporting him because Frawley alone cannot really survive there. Also, Anji can be a good counter push force if needed, and they feel secure with a lot of other tanks. They have enough to hold the other area. But this is the problem now, because Oops now knows that eSuba has no play with mouse on the top of the hill, and Frawley himself is really not a danger for them there. 6 minutes and 45 seconds left. That means Frawley cannot even no longer even rotate to go up. He's stuck on that position. He will have to push in one moment from that position to get a crossfire with the rest of the teammates. They'll probably try to use him as a mid shield here and push in one moment the mediums after him.
Over is building up speed to get up here behind Frawley. Frawley getting ready to make his move. Unji's over there with him. Frawley now starting to move out. You see him being spotted. Name coming up yellow on the overlay there and being highlighted on the minimap. Over is right behind him. Crater and Kerloff all have shots there. Insane will have shots.
No one is wasting shells on mouse
when he peeks up. But yeah, no one's going to shoot him because they can afford to just ignore him and move away from him.
No, they're just waiting for mediums. They're just waiting for mediums. They don't care about him. They're going to finish him off when the time comes.
Overus is like, hey mate, why is no one shooting at you? Oh, there's a sneaky one coming out. Good angle coming in. Second shot coming out, nicely done. But they don't know how many tanks are over there, that's the issue.
I would really
nice.
expect...
3 shots going into Frawley here.
I would expect that eSuba actually had more Bachats ready for this kind of push by Frawley. So they can actually utilize something and push after it, but after taking heal, they can't. And it was a even cheap approach by Frawley there. He didn't take much damage. So I guess the only reason why these guys shot on him is because they knew there is a bunch of guys on hill also.
Overus is spotted. Crater shoots at one, doesn't connect. Unji's now going to move up as well. No shots onto him. Well, Crater misses again. Doesn't get out a third shot. So Overus and Unji are through safely. A little bit of grind there against Frawley. A little bit of damage.
Position. Insane is already in position to do a crossfire and cover that side.
Unji getting hit as soon as he peeked up a little bit over the hill. Insane now moving up into the hill area to do counter push, and that was Milosh getting some nice shots into Unji. And looked like also perhaps Raging Potato getting a shot there.
Yeah, it looked like he took a double tap by Milosh and Raging in that moment. And still we have Karol and Creator on one line. waiting to do a counter push if needed, or just to greet eSuba tanks if they come from that side. Because they feel they have more than enough guns to deal with the hill.
Looking going to be the next tank to come around in this area where Crater and Kerloff can shoot. Hopefully Crater and Kerloff's shooting will be a bit more accurate this time round.
It does look like eSuba is actually massing up forces for that 1-2 line push. Because they're rotating a lot of butchots there, and they're just keeping the force necessary to have a crossfire from the hill.
Insane spotted up on the hill now, so you know that he is there. Looking, just waiting to go around with the rest of his teammates. Deca spotted on the side of the hill, trying to get some shots into anyone who might be able to show themselves. Unji actually sticking himself out quite far there, but no shots onto him.
It's not a big difference between these two teams. 1500 HP is not much if you create a good crossfire and good amount of advantage in tanks on one spot.
Uket's over with looking as well. They're going to run around into this area. Crater and Kerloff, are they going to shoot? They're going to hold fire. Nothing coming into Uket's. So Oops, with all the information they need right now, they know that there's a group of Batchats over up into this area, and well, Crater and Kerloff might have a really bad day, because now they're going to do the counter push that you were talking about, Mojo. You can see that Milosh already turning and aiming, getting ready to get shots into. Raving shooting across already. Unji taking a bit of damage. Overus and Ukets are going to try and drop Kerloff and Crater. Looks like Kerloff might be the first one down here. Overus taking a little bit of damage. Kerloff going down to one shot. Unji down to one shot in return for eSuba. As the first tank down is Oops losing a Batchat. In return, can they drop any tanks of eSuba before they submit more damage to them?
Yeah, Deja already took out one, and there are two shells that will come here by this TVP. There is going to be a parallel fight on a hill, and Oops is really doing a number on eSuba now. They are dropping them like flies. There is a lot of HP difference now.
Andrew just pushed off the hill there by Insane, and Cameo looks like Insane's just going to try and finish him off. One more hit and that'll be Andrew dead. Insane needs to find an angle. He's got two shots while the rest of his team start trying to mop up the rest of the tanks from eSuba. The HP difference is almost double right now for Oops to eSuba. Okay, there is 5 guns versus 5 guns. Oops have lost the TVP and Batchat. eSuba have lost 2 Batchats, but the advantage strongly here with Oops, and I'm pretty much sure this match is already over, Mojo.
This is it. This is it. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Combat is alone. So alone, as Ducky would say. He's looking for friends, but there are none in this moment. He's cut off from the rest of the team, while Oops is controlling the other area. Milosh is pushed by Lukin. He will have to fight him one-on-one, because otherwise he will take a lot of damage from other people, and he doesn't really want that.
Milosh caught in a crossfire there, being forced out from behind that rock as Ukets can get the covering fire, but in return, Deca avenges his teammate with the kill on Ukets. Oops with 4 guns against eSuba's 4 guns, but again, HP advantage still strongly in Oops' favour, and eSuba, just there's no way they can come back from this. They just don't have the hit points to trade. They just don't have the health to be able to continue this fight with Oops right now.
Insane and Camille are double tapping the combat on the hill, while TVP is gonna get handled by Deja. It doesn't matter how many shells he does, because Deja has the HP to play around. That leaves Froly on one shot on one side, Anji on other side, and combat will be dealt really soon.
Camille now with 2 shots. Can he pick up another kill on Combat? Combat trying to do as much damage as he can. He's blind firing up into Raging Potato's position. Camille looks like he's wanting to go for a Goomba Stomp here, Mojo. Oh, there was no style points to finish it off there. He could have jumped down on top of him, but Oops taking this one 5-2 against eSuba. And well, results kind of as we expected this evening, but I mean, the teams did put up a decent fight.
eSuba played really well, and I'm looking forward to see their next matches, because they showed progress. This was a hard, this is the hardest fight in the league.
Gonna have, yeah.
It's Oops. So they had a lot of close games here. Prokhorov was definitely not for them. But if they played this well, the other maps, and this cliff was close also.
Yeah.
They have potential definitely to stay on that 6th spot. They're showing at the moment